dash of Dave, he brings the cheer. Crafty wonders year to year. Scissors, glue, and ribbons dear. Handmade holidays appear. Old-time charm with modern...
Hi everyone, it's Dash of Dave here, and I'm back for another crafty video. So because it's the run up to Christmas, and it is Christmas Day tomorrow, this is Christmas Eve, I am going to make it easy on myself. Make it easy for yourself. And we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to do a page, another page in my diary, babe. So this is my art diary journal that I started a long time ago now. In fact, there's an autumn one here from last autumn, and I haven't done anything for it for a while. So I'm going to do a page for here. Oh, I love this one. I will show you all how to make this again at some point, but at the moment I'll just do this and you can see it. I will show you how to do that. I think I'm going to do that in the new year. And some of it I've used on my own digitals, and some of it is just having a play. And like I say, not done anything in it for a while, so I am going to do a page because I need to give myself some time to actually do some real creativity by wrapping presents. So I'm just going to take a thing out, and then I will be able to do some real work wrapping presents a bit later on today. And I'm sure you understand, because we're all busy people, aren't we? So I've got an idea. Kind of want to do a bit kind of patchworky. So I'm going to have a look for some interesting pages first of all. Things that might look good as just parts of. That's quite good. I quite like that. That looks quite good. I like that. I won't have them all from the same book, and I'm not going to use all of it. So just a few very simple, interesting. That's interesting, but I like the whole page, the whole bit, so I might keep that for something else. So these are just sample books that we have at work, because we have an architectural department, so we get, I can't remember what this is called, a building conservation directory. Maybe even that. Right, I shall not have any more from that book because I don't think I'm going to use it all. I've got another magazine here. These are my glue books. So I like some bright colour, but not necessarily something that's instantly recognisable as food. I like that bit there. And bit of pears. I quite like those pears. I know I said I didn't like it to be instantly recognisable as food, but it's still pretty. Yeah, I think that's enough for there. What we've got here, so this is a Hello 2024. Blimey, this is an out-of-date thing. So this is another food magazine. These are free food magazines that you get from the supermarkets in the UK. Got here something from there, and all I want is enough to fill a page, one of my diary pages. Oh, I might have some flowers as well, some festive flowers. They look nice. That's it for that book. And then the other bits I will take from here. I'll take a bit of that, a bit of that, a bit of that, a bit of that. I'll take a bit of that, not that piece, because I've already got some map. Have anything more interesting on here? I might take this bit up here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to cut out some squares. Where is that piece of cardboard? So I think some 2-inch squares might be nice. Let's see. Let me cut a 2-inch square and I will tell you. Is that the size that I wish? I don't know whether to do it like this actually. I don't have a 2. I would do it with a 2-inch square punch, but I don't have a 2-inch square punch. I don't have any square punches at all. Isn't that sad? I know. It's very bizarre. Maybe I should. Maybe it's because I'm not a Londoner that I love London so, but I'm not a Londoner. So let's cut a 2-inch square out and see first of all whether that's what I want. Oh yeah, that seems about right. That's perfect actually. 2-inch square is what I want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer it over what I want to cut out, and then I will cut it out. So I don't recommend you cut up against a piece of cardboard with a blade, but I'm an idiot, so I'm allowed to. Oh no, that's not. It's not how it goes, is it? I'm an idiot, so don't do like I do. Do as I say, and not as I do. That might not be a perfectly square. Might not be a perfectly square. That's an interesting statement, Dave. A square. How square is a square? If I've cut it, not very. So there we go. That's one piece. Let's move that somewhere else. I am running out of places to just throw things, so I will have. I'll have a piece from here. In fact, I'll have a piece like that. I guess I should have used. Oh, I know what I could have used. Could have used my. What's it called? Not pattern square. What is it? You know what I mean. No, you don't. You're all going. No idea what you're talking about, Dave. What are you talking about? I don't know. I'm hoping you would know. What's it called? I can't think what that's called. This thing. Could I use this? Can I? I could have done, but I didn't. Again, we need to shape that up. You better shape up, 'cause I need a square. And I've got no hair. Don't know how it works, but it does. It doesn't actually, Dave. So let's see if I can do it with this. So if I do there, and again, we shouldn't be cutting anything other than towards yourself, Dave. And flip it round. No, don't flip the paper round, because then we defeat the object. No, again, it's not going well, is it? Maybe I should have stuck with what I was doing. Stick with what you know, Dave. Stick with what you know. There. Is that a square? It is a square. It's cut it out. So I don't think I'll keep hold of that, because now it's just this map page with some holes in it. Or I could have cut it on this, couldn't I? I mean, guess this is easy when you're cutting it. When you're cutting an edge. So I'll just do here. That. Definitely going to cut the flowers out, because that's definitely the more interesting part of this page. That. Oh, we'll keep that as well. We'll keep that for another day. For something else. We'll cut a 2-inch square piece of this as well. In fact, I'm going to cut that edge off, so let's do. Yeah, let's just do a 2-inch bit here. Cut that edge off. I don't know how many of these I will need to cover the page, so I'm just going to cut a few. This is an envelope, so I've just quite liked it, so I thought I would cut it out. I'm going to cut, so I just didn't quite cut it the right size, because I wanted to cut the edge of the envelope off, so it's not. I can take the two pieces apart that way, and then I'll cut this bit out. So I want the more interesting bit here. And I know it's a reindeer, but I think I might chop his head off, so we're not going too literal on everything. I will take a piece of this because I like the pattern here. And like I say, this is just a way for me to use up some bits of scrap paper I wouldn't have used otherwise. Well, the envelope I probably would have done, to be fair, but I'll keep that piece. I won't keep that piece, but I will keep that piece. That piece I'm throwing away, just so you know. I'll keep that though. So a bit of this, which is a bit of wrapping paper. Tear a piece out, because then I can cut it down. I don't know whether this is going to cut on here actually. Let's just do this on here. In fact, I could just draw around this one, couldn't I? How many different ways can I cut a square out? Well, it's so hip to be square, isn't it? Was it Huey Lewis and the News that sang that? Hip to be square. I don't know why I had to do the actions with it. I did, but I don't know that you could see with the actions. There's a lot of neck action going on. There we go. That piece. See, I love that whole kind of blind cutting. Some of you would have been like going, "Oh, you should have got the bird, the head of the bird." I actually quite like the blind way of doing it. In fact, I'm going to do exactly that with this. Cut it a little bit too big until I've turned it all the way around. There we go. That piece probably go in the bin. Yep. Put that round now. Do that piece. Oh yeah, oh perfect, you see. A blind cutting and it's still got the flower. Let's do this bit. Do this bit. And let's go this bit. What have we got? That's fine. Cool. Let's cut these flowers out. So let's do. Can't really look at those, so I won't. So let's do that. Let's do. Look at where is that? That's about there. I don't mind if I don't get it properly. Being brave. Just cutting it out. Not worrying about whether I've got the bit that I really wanted, because there is a bit that obviously there's a bit that I would love it to be, but the blind cutting is much more organic and we work with what we've got rather than staging. Oh, that's not bad. That's quite a good piece. Do we want another piece off there? No, I'm fine with that. Don't want any more off that. So let's see where we are. If I cover this, I'll just roughly cover it. I'm not going to actually cover it. Just see where we are. So how many we need, or just want enough to cover the page. And I obviously won't have them all like this. I'm just gonna, I think I need just a few more actually, just another, let's do this, this, what shall I do? Shall I get, no, I'm going to go for a random thing again. I'm just going to do that, because these pages aren't very thick actually. Do I want this? Which ones do I want? This? No, I won't use that. And I won't use that. And I won't use that. I'm going to use what I've got and no more. So, first of all, let's cut 2 inches this way. That's 3 inches, Dave. That's wrong. Inches. Let's cut the very top of it off, and then we'll do 2 inches from here, and we'll pick the best bits then. We'll do 2 inches this way, so we'll use those. I won't turn them over just yet, so we don't know what we've got. And then we'll do random cut, and then we'll do another 2 inches. We're not going to worry about those things. Cool. Great. So that's all we wanted to do, is cut some squares out first, and then let's see what we've got here. What we've got, well, like that, definitely like that. That piece. Oh, that's an interesting piece. Oh, I like that too. What's this? Oh, that's quite nice. What's that? That's interesting. Well, that's actually all quite interesting. I don't think that pair is particularly good, so we'll get rid of that. We won't use that. We won't use that. Let's do a bit of editorial here. We will use. Let's use those 3. Might come back to that if I need it, but right. So. Now we need to so there's 2 ways I can do this. I can either shuffle it, or I can do it blindfold. Blindfold I can't really do because I don't have a piece. Let's just pick pieces out at random. So we are going to stick on these pieces. This is how we're going to do it. So we're just going to have a play. Remember, I'm just doing, this is my art journal. This is where I can just be creative and have a play. So I'm going to stick that down. Oh, I could have inked some of the edges, couldn't I? But I didn't. So I'm going to do that. Shall I do it like that, or shall I do it like that? So, let's say, shall I do it like that and have them in a different angle? Yeah, let's do it like that. Let's do it like that, Dave. Do it. Go on, do it. Right, let's just fold this so that we know where the half mark is. And I might ink this one, actually. I'm not going to ink the top bit. That's strange. No, it's strange for me. Not to fully ink, but we're having a play. So we're doing it. I did it my way. So there we go. That'll hang over there. Let's use, what should we use? We'll use this piece, I think, here. Oh no, it's too blue together. Don't know if you're going to overthink this otherwise. Let's just do that. So do I want to ink this? Can I ink this without it all tearing? Not really. Can't really tell if there's any ink on there at all, so why bother? Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bell swing and jingle bell sing. Blowing, hoeing. So I hope they're not hoeing. Something in the frosty air. Don't don't come to me for the lyrics. I have no idea what they are. Sorry, I just coughed and there's no way I'm going to remember to cut that bit out because I didn't see a peak, hide nor hair of a cut card going on. So it's not happening. So we'll put this one here, I think. When I say I think, I mean we are. So if you notice how I stopped inking, I stopped inking because I couldn't really tell I'd inked. So this is just having a play, and let's face it, That's what we all need to do sometimes, is just break from our regimented ideas of what is creative and our comparison to our peers, and just having a play. And that's what I like about my art journal. It gives me that opportunity to just do something different. Be me. Actually, I'm going to stick that on next. Be me. And have a bit of a creative play. Let my mind kind of wander. Take you on the journey with me. And see where it goes and see what we do and how it all develops. This piece didn't quite. I think I've gone a bit off kilter, but hey, it's fine. In art, the idea of perfection doesn't exist. You see how I'm going like wonky down here? But doesn't that give us an opportunity to be a bit more creative about this edge? Let's put this piece on. Now I know that would annoy some of you. And you know something, to be honest, it would normally annoy me. But I am just going to be happy to be creative in the moment. I'm going to put this piece on. That one wasn't quite the full shilling, a bit like the person sticking it down. No, it wasn't quite a full piece, but again, it's a bit of art, and we will have fun. So just like any patchwork, if you're actually making patchwork, sometimes it just does not line up for some reason. You can cut all of the same pieces, but it's just about how you sew it. So we are quite happy, content with how it's going. I think I've glued it to the table, probably. Sounds like a me thing. Let's try and stick it the right way up. Ooh, which side should we use? Oh yeah, definitely with the bit with the motorway on. So a blue line in the UK anyway would be a motorway on an atlas. Not on an atlas, sorry, on a road atlas. It would be a motorway. A motorway is what we call a highway. And which should I use? Oh, I've got to use this, haven't I? Definitely got to have that on there. Definitely. I don't know if I'm going to get this on there. What shall I have? I'll have that on there instead, shall I? Oh, we'll put that on somewhere else, won't we? That's going to go on there. Cool. And then we'll just patch the other pieces. In fact, I will. You know, I said I was going to keep that for something. You can't tell that that's the reindeer upside down, can you? I think it's a reindeer. Looks like reindeer. Is it? Thought it was going to snow. But exciting. Right, okay, so we are going to use this. So we'll pop this on. Let's pop it on that way, and we'll put that there. And again, I know it's the wrong way round, but the tiny bit that you're going to put on there, you're not going to tell. And I understand that it's going to annoy some people because it's that way round. Let's just get a piece of something else. I could do with another piece of something now. Let's maybe use, I don't know, what have we got here? Let's use this. Shall we use some of that? Oh no, we need a 2-inch piece, Dave. Don't just stick any old piece to it, Dave. Let's get something. That stuff that you threw away. Let's get another piece from there. Could have kept some of that pear, couldn't you? Could have had that pear there. Pear there. Yeah, let's cut a piece of pear out, I think. Oh, or should we have something else from here? Oh, look at them. Right, I know I wasn't picking before, but I am now. I'm being picky. Right. I'm going to cut this so it's straight along there. And then cut a 2-inch square out of that. So, well, it doesn't even have to be a 2-inch square, it's only going to go down there. So in fact we'll just go make sure it's 2 inches wide. In fact we'll go there to there. Yeah, so we'll cut that bit off as well. We want to make sure it's square though, don't we? Yeah, don't do this either, folks. Not a clever way to cut things out. It's not right or clever. It's just me. And I'm going to put that there, and you'd never know that was jellies, but it is. And then we've got a tiny, tiny bit in the corner to do. There, and we'll put a tiny bit in the corner. Should we put a tiny bit of this in there? Go on then, Dave. Go on, do it. Do it, Dave. Go on, do it. Do it, Dave. Do it. Put that on there. And I guess we could put something there, couldn't we? What's that? Maybe we'll put some of that there. You're not really going to see that, so don't have to worry too much about that being too straight. Just want to get that right angle right. That right angle. You don't want it to be a wrong angle. Definitely not. You and your wrong angles. Stick that on there. Then, once it's all stuck, which I think it is, those bits are stuck right. Flip. Oh, no, see. Once it's all stuck to the desk, put that on there. There we go, that's better. Bring it down a bit. Cool. No, don't. It's stuck to the desk again, Dave. Don't do that again. There we go. Try sticking that down again. Now, let's cut off all of the excess. Should I do it like that, or should I do it with a pair of scissors? Let's do it with a pair of scissors, then you're not going to cut anything off that you don't need to. Just cut all of the excess patchwork off. So I know, so I would call it patchwork. But I know that these days it's called English paper piecing, but you know, even if you do it on fabric, it's still called English paper piecing for some reason. I don't know why, but I always knew it was patchwork when you sew bits of cut out fabric together. That's one of the very first crafts that I started doing when I was a child, because that's what my grandma did. A lot of patchwork with hand stitching, or which I know now is called slow stitching. I don't know why it's called slow stitching. It's still do it with your hands. But you know, I guess fast stitching is the stuff you do with a machine, and slow stitching is the stuff that you do without a machine. Right, to keep those pieces. These pieces can go in the bin. That's my little patchwork square, my template. Get this all off the desk. So, let's do this. Alright, okay, what I want to do is I want it to feel like it's sewn together. So, do I want to do it? Oh, I don't know. Should I do it with a bit of black? What kind of line does this give me? It could work. Do I do black or do I do white? What's the white like? Do I have a white pen? I do. Does it work? Next question. Excuse me. It does. Not very well. No, can't really see that, so we won't do that. Let's do black. I wanted it to feel like it's been sewn together. And, sorry, gone quiet, haven't I? That's because I'm enjoying myself. And I want it to feel like it is joined by thread. I've noticed I can't go too quick because when there's a slight step down, this is a thicker piece of card than this is paper, it kind of misses the gap out in the middle. So, and then we'll just continue to go down and around all of it. Going around each piece. It's like trying to follow one square as though it's been, you've stitched around a corner. And also I don't need very regular squares very regular patterns, because at the end of the day this is hand stitching, and so they're not uniform spacing. So I'm not worried about it being uniformly done. And this is just a good lesson for myself to say, whilst you don't always get the sewing machine out, you can faux stitch it, which I don't do very often. I do it sometimes, just don't do it as often as I could. Other thing to avoid is I don't want to be leaning over it, because this is going to smudge, I think. And we could kind of bumble bunch a bit. So bumble bunching is where the thread all gets knotted up and it all gets in that twisty, tangly bit. Could certainly do that some places, I guess. That's going to go around there. You know something? I think it brings it to life. It looks very flat here, but this definitely feels more three-dimensional. I think that's really nice, actually. I like the way that's turning out. What I'm going to do with the front, I have no idea. I might put something layered on top of it. I don't even know. I might even leave it like this. Isn't that nice, though? I can't believe how effective just a bit of pen is in making it look like three-dimensional. I really think it makes it stand out, like pop from the page. And I'm glad I took the time to do these extra little bits here, because I can then just do like here. I can go round, just joining that very little edge up there. But I'm also going to stop, because there's nothing else for me to join it to. So the thing is, I'm getting it in my own light now. Oh my gosh, I am so happy with myself. I know, it's sad, isn't it? Be happy with yourself. No, you should be happy with yourself. What are you talking about, Dave? I don't know why I'm having an argument with myself as well. So well, nobody ever claimed sanity over this way. So if you tuned in and expected me to be a bit sane, then you've in the wrong place. That ship definitely sailed. I'll never let go. Sorry, Titanic. The reason why Titanic is burnt into my mind, I quote from it. usually the same bit. Or, stitch me like one of your French girls. So, I mean, like, he doesn't I mean, like, you know, he might have done embroidery in the... It's one of his other many talents, but we'll never know, because when she said she'd never let go, she instantly let go of him. Stitch me like one of your French girls. Paint me like one of your French girls, but stitch me is more appropriate because I'm doing faux stitching. Can you imagine? Be a whole other Titanic, wouldn't it? If like he was doing tapestry of her. I can't even do. I can't even do stitches now. Making myself shake. I'm going to make myself cough as well. Oh. Oh dear, Dave, you Burke. I find myself entertaining, so that's the main thing, isn't it? So, I was just thinking, if this was patchwork, that very often happened where you get the top of the bird's head cut off and the like, because you're just using up pieces of fabric, aren't you? When you're certainly that's how we. I mean, like, I know now people take it very seriously, and they use meters and meters of fabric to make beautifully hand sewn quilts, but out of patchwork. But certainly when my grandma used to make it, she was being frugal and using up all of the pieces of fabric that she had from everything that she'd made, or, you know, people had asked her to make, and she'd always ask if she could keep the scraps, and they'd be like, oh, if you can have the scraps, don't care. But she'd keep the scraps because she'd make we had lots of cushions and bolsters and all sorts of things made out of patchwork, and I loved it. So, and that's my love of patchwork. I guess that's where my love of patchwork comes from. Oh, that is amazing. Don't you think that just makes it pop? That does look... It's a bit... what is it? Trompe-l'oeil? Or it's trick of the eye? I think that looks fab. I'm going to ink around the edge. I don't know what do I want to... I'm wondering if I want to make it look like it's sewn onto something. So rather than this blanket stitch... Well, I don't think it's called blanket stitch, but it might be. Yeah, my grandma would be deploring of me. She told me all about the different stitches and things, but I just can't remember. I'm 56 this year. Well, that's not... Sorry, 57. I was 56 this year. 57 next year. Wow. Let's not even go there. I think I'm going to try and make it look like there is some stitching around the edge, like it's been sewn to this. I mean, you could go the whole hog and flip it over and put more stitches on the back, but no, I'm not going to go that mad. Just a few dashes around the edges as though it's been sewn onto it. And it also gives it a bit of a border as well. Oh, I love this. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it like that. Loving it, loving it, loving it. Loving it like that. Yeah. I don't know the words to that song, so I won't sing it. You're alright. You have a reprieve. You're alright. if I follow it round this bit, I didn't do any bumble bunching. Oh well. Don't need to. Oh, this is ace. I hope you think so too. I hope you think it looks, well, I hope it looks as good on camera as it does in person. Doesn't always transpire though. The things that I do on camera don't always look as good on camera as they do in person, and sometimes they look better on camera than they do in person, so it's a kind of a win-win, isn't it, really? If they look good in person and on camera. Oh, excellent. Right, we need to go this way a little bit. I don't mind it's gone a little bit wonky along this edge. That's also very normal for hand stitching, slow stitching, whatever you want to call it. Oh, yes. So let's before we do anything else, let's cut these. Not cut. Let's make these holes in this. Let's use this one. It's easier. In this, and then we can just. We know where all the holes are supposed to be. Because otherwise, it'll get to the point where I've lost the holes. No, nearly cut a new hole there. Oh, that's a very thick piece of card. Whatever, I'll just cut through. There we go. Oh, that is fab. Right, what I want to do is I want to let's just ink this a little. Ink in there. Just kind of cover up that newly made hole look. Maybe I should put a die cut on there. Maybe I should go for something on there, some 3D element. An elephant? No, I didn't say an elephant, Dave. I said an elephant. I did say an elephant that time. An element, a 3D element. Oh, hold that thought. Back in a minute. I think I'm going to use one of the dies that Tracy sent me. So I know which one it is, but I just don't know where it is. I think it might. I think it's in this one. Yes, this. So I think I'm going to use one of these and cut. I think I'm going to cut that out in a silhouette, so in black, so that it stands out. And I've got some black, but I don't know whether that's too thick. Let's just see if that's a bit thick as well. Do I have any more black that isn't as thick? Aha, there we go. So I was thinking maybe these silhouetted against that might look good. So what shall I use? That one, definitely. I think that one. I'm just trying to think of a composition. I know these aren't going to be the same when they're cut out, but like that. Maybe this? Yeah, them. That's it. That's what we're doing. Oh, Tracy, thanks for sending these, because these are just amazing. I saw these when I first had it and thought, oh, I love them. I've wanted them for ages. And now I have them. Oh, or should we use that? Yes, let's use that. Alright, pop them in there. Now I'll get my... I wonder if they'll go through... Do you think they'll go through my little... Oh dear, where is that? Is that here? Yes. Will they go through there? Are they too wide? No, they are not. That's perfect. I mean, it just means it's easier than getting the whatever it's called, the octopus, not the an octopus. No, not an octopus. A cuttlefish bug. I did this with Corrie, like cuttlefish, cuttlebone, yeah, something. It's a cuttle bug, isn't it? That's it. And after you've called it every other silly name, you can't actually remember what it is really called. So let's do it that way, like that. No, let's do it that way. Got more control if I do that. Put that in like that, like that. Oh, this is going to look super. Well, I hope it's going to look super. You guys might go, no, it doesn't look like anything to me. But do you know what? It's mine. And that's what matters. That one, is that cut out? Oh, of course it has. That one. Let's do this one. Right. I've got enough. If I cut that, kind of like that, I should have enough for that, shouldn't I? Should I? Oh, I do. Perfect. Well done, Dave. Who's a clever boy then? Who's a clever boy? Let's actually put it so that it cuts it out, Dave, and not just leaves a horrible imprint in it. The suction thing doesn't suck very well onto this because it's too porous. So I love the way they just fall out of these dies as well. They're not like some dies I've had where you end up bending everything because you're trying to pick it out. But no, it falls out of like butter. It does. That's because they're Tim Holtz ones, aren't they? So of course they'd have to be. It'd have to be perfect for him. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Right, let's put these back in here. I'm just going to put them on this side for now. And then I'll put them back in there. Don't worry, I have thrown them on the floor, but I will pick them up. So, right, I do need to get the fronds bits. The fronds. Hey, the fronds. No, not the fronds. The front. Not the fronds. The fronds. Yeah, some of you are too young to know what that was. So, some of you have no idea what that was because I have no idea what that was. No. My impression of the the Fonz, so which was from Sunday, Monday, happy days, Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. Yeah, you don't want me singing that, do you? No, you probably don't. I don't know, do you? If you do, it's tough. I'm not singing it. The weekend comes, my cycle hums, ready to race to you. Yes, I won't. I know all of the lyrics to that. Another thing I shall not sing and not ruin for you. Although some of you are going, oh, I've forgotten all about that show. Oh, isn't it great when a plan comes together? And it's nice just to do something arty, crafty that isn't... You know, it's not taking you in any particular direction. Oh, that is perfect. That's exactly what I was expecting it to look like. That's a good job, really, isn't it? So I love it with these dies because even these pieces come out. They don't just stay in there. And I don't mind. It has got. I think it's got a slightly white core. Oh no, it is black all the way through. It's weird. The last lot of black card I used had a white core, which is sometimes annoying, but in this case it would have been okay. But of course it's not. It's not this time. That's there. So just get these out, and I think it will look like it. I'd like to say like it did in my mind's eye, but I don't really have a mind's eye. So if I close my eyes, I can't see the imagination of something. I hear the words of something. So it looks like how the words in my head used to describe it. We've talked about this before, I know, but there's a term for it. I can't remember what the term is. Where if you close your eyes and somebody says, imagine something, and you cannot form an image. Lots of you can. I can't. So, and then people say, well, how are you so creative? Well, I still have words in my head, and I still have ways to describe things. I think that is basically what I'm going for. I might want something maybe just to lift them a little. Maybe it just needs some very plain book page. Is that what it needs? Or does it need something with a bit more oomph to it? Well, I quite like that. Oh, you see, this is more scrap stuff. Oh, look, there's this on here. I think if we glue that to there, then I'll tear it out. Yeah, let's do that. Let's glue this to here. Right, actually, let's do it this way. Right, I'm taking one for the team here. I'm going to end up with horrible gluey backs of my hands, but like, it's fine. I'll do it for you. Because there's no way I'm going to get glue on that otherwise. And then if I glue that on there, it's like that glue down. Bend it back a bit. Yeah, glue that on there, then get another piece and glue that somewhere else. Maybe there. Yeah, let's glue that there. Again, just dab it in the glue. I get much better coating on the back than I would do if I was trying to just put my nozzle, not my nozzle obviously, in it. In fact, I might go that way. Yes, I will. Like that. And then I should have another piece here with some other colours on it. I do. And have this maybe on here. Maybe there. Oh yeah, definitely there. Definitely there. Right, do that again. On the back of my hand. And then just turn it round, drag that tail through it. And we said here, didn't we? Yeah. Stick that down. Right, so let that glue whilst I do with this. Deal with it. So I think if I just kind of tear around it like I'm fussy tearing, it might just be what I'm looking for. Well, I hope it is anyway. So just think it just needed something just to make it pop a little bit more on the back of that page. And remember, it's about experimenting and playing and using stuff that we have, and it's not about perfection. This is the time when we kind of break free and let go and just do something a little bit mindful. It's time to just sit back, relax. It's that time of year. We've done everything we can now. There is no more to do. Now, if you're watching this in January, you're thinking, what the hell is he talking about? But those of you that are watching Christmas Eve, thank you. And whenever you're watching, thank you. But whenever you're watching, please do me a favour. Please give it a like. Please give it a share, a comment. Please subscribe if you aren't already. All of that good stuff. And if you like to follow me on Ko-fi, that would be great. You don't. Following me on Ko-fi is free. Oh yes. Sorry. sudden outbursts may occur in this video. I might have to put a warning on it. What was I going to say? Yeah, so Ko-fi is free to follow. And that's where you'll get all of the news, the upcoming information. I'm doing polls on there. I'm doing fun interaction stuff. I'm asking questions of you. I'm asking you what you want, etc. You can also, there are freebies that you can get on there, so freebie digitals and stuff. You can there's also some paid for products if you want, so more digitals that are more full kits, or other things to buy. There's some free templates on there, and there you can of course also support my channel on there, so you can either do that through a one-time tip if you'd like to give me a one-time tip, or you can subscribe monthly and help support my channel ongoing, and all of that, any of that actually is really good and very kind of you. So thank you and even if you're just following me on Ko-fi, that is also really good and helpful, because it means I'm able to connect with my audience better. So feel free to email me as well if you ever want to just drop me an email and just say, I saw this and thought of you, or can you do something like this, or will you do a tutorial on this? I'm happy to hear what people say, and if other people want me to do that, then I will absolutely do that. So yes, so please just feel free to join in the banter. I love a bit of banter. So I think we're going to go like this, and like this. Yes, that's it. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm actually going to glue that down. I'm really happy with that. Actually, no, before we glue it, let's ink it. So otherwise you'll say, wished I'd inked it. And whilst inking it might not do anything different, it might just lift it off the page, who knows. It's not you unless you've inked it, Dave. That one. Yes, definitely looks better. I think it looks better with a bit of ink on the edge. Actually, let's tear that bit off. There we go, that's better. And then do this. Oh, lovely. I love it. I love how this has turned out. I'm so glad I did it on this and not just a bit of plain book page. So I think we're going to stick you in the middle and get you where I want you, and then we'll do the others, work the others around you. I love that. I love this kind of splattering from, a drop cloth. I always keep my drop cloth stuff. And I'm not going to fully stick it down. I quite like that kind of 3D thing where it's curling up at the sides. So I shall leave that. Just make sure it makes enough contact with the page so it doesn't just fall off, basically. Don't fall off, is what I mean. Please don't fall off. Falling in love again. What am I to do? I love that. You know what? You know what I think it needs? I think it needs a word. word. Don't do that again, Dave. Don't do that again. Where are my words? Words, where are you? You don't come easy to me, do you? But oh, that's torn, isn't it? Definitely rolled over a piece of paper there. Where is the words gone? Where have the words gone? Where are the words? They're not over there. I've got a box of my own words, but if not, we will use a Tim Holtz word if we don't have a word of my own. I don't know where my own. I need a word with myself and not knowing where they are. No, my own words are eluding me. Let's just hang these back up and see if I can find them after I've moved a whole load of stuff. Oh, let's put that back in there. If I don't have one of my own, I will use some. I could have Shut Up Dave on here, couldn't I? Actually, do you know what? That's what I'm going to do. One of my own words. Rather than just having it on my desk, let's do something with it, because I don't know where the others are anyway. But we could do that. Yeah, let's do that, because it's a bit of fun. That's what we're doing. Bit of fun. It's been sat on my desk for a while, so ink that up. Make it so it comes in over the edge a bit. And then we'll stick this onto here, and I think that is going to look super duper fantastic. And I did say I wanted to use the things to hand, so that can go on there. Love it. I absolutely love it. So let's put it into the art journal with all of the other lovely things that I've got in here. Let's find a nice place for it. So what? I don't know what letters we used. Lettuce? We didn't use any lettuce, did we? It doesn't matter though, does it? Oh, there you go. It was in here, wasn't it? So let's just put it here. And there we go. We've got another page in the diary. Just another page in my diary, babe. All the good and bad, all the happy and sad. There you go. So, I love it. So, thank you very much for joining me for that. I'd like to wish you all a very Merry Christmas, and I will speak to you very soon. My next video will now be after Christmas. So I will see you then. Thanks for spending some time with me. Have a really great time with your family and friends. And if you aren't celebrating Christmas, just enjoy some peace and quiet while everybody else is out of the way with their family. And you can get on with your life without the hustle and bustle of people in the world going about their business. Alright then folks, I love you all very much. Thank you for spending time with me. My name is Dash of Dave, and I love you all without exception until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to, and I'll see you very soon. Take care, lots of love. Lots of hugs. And I'll see you soon. Bye. Bye. That is ace, I love it.